Game one in Milwaukee, the A's had their chances and then handed it right back like a cold bratwurst. Today on Locked On A's.
You are Locked On A's, your daily podcast on the Athletics, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am your host, Booney, one name, all passion. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen of the day. I'm from the Bay Area, and I've been a diehard A's fan since '81. This isn't just another A's podcast. This is the most informative and insightful show on the A's, period. We cover the A's every single day, breaking down games, delivering the latest team news, and giving you deep, thoughtful analysis you will not find anywhere else. If it's happening in Sacramento or in Las Vegas, we got you covered. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts, including YouTube. And please hit that subscribe button wherever you are following the show. Oh, man, the A's had Brewers and starter Freddie Peralta on the ropes early, runners on. Pitchers sweating. Crowd nervous. And then crickets. Zero killer instinct tonight. No finish, just vibes. The A's could never get the big hit. And the Brewers did, man. Fast forward to the late innings. I mean, it was a 3-1 ball game. Still going into the bottom seven. Defensive miscues. We have 19 errors as a team. It leads all of baseball. Total unraveling. And the Brewers took advantage. The Brewers are a really good team. They took a 5 lead going into the ninth, and the A's threatened. They scored 2 in the ninth, and through all this crap, we still brought in the tying run to the plate. Oh, and we couldn't capitalize. You know, we left 13 runners on base. 13. You don't get many chances in Major League Baseball like that against a good team, and you're not going to get wins like that, especially in a short series where these games are so darn important. You're fighting uphill all series long, man. This one, we had our opportunities. But we need to move on, obviously, to game 2. I thought we played a pretty darn good game for the first 6 innings. I thought JT Ginn was sharp. I thought he was very, very good. The difference in the whole thing was just when the Brewers had their opportunity, they took advantage, man. They scored 2 in the third. Both with 2 outs. Jackson Churio hit a shot off the wall, and Christian Yelich hit a solid line drive to left field, man. And, that's that. Nothing else is going to really happen in that situation. I mean, we had runners on in the first. Soderstrom singled. So we had a runner with 2 outs. Langoliers had a rough night, 0 for 5. In the second, Andahar had a single. Urshela, who's been an issue, strikes out swinging. In the third, Butler singles with 1 out. We have first and second, 1 out. Soderstrom flies out. Langolier flies out. Pops out to shortstop, excuse me. So we had 2 on, 1 out, and we couldn't do anything with it. And like I said, when the Brewers had their opportunity, they took advantage in the third inning. Chorio doubles off the left field wall, makes it 1-0. Yelich single, and both those hits came with 2 outs, man. Same thing in the fourth. Again, first 4 innings. Wilson single with 1 out. Andahar single. So back-to-back innings. We have runners on first and second with less than 2 outs, and we don't get 1 run. Urshela grounds into a double play. Fifth inning, Muncy leads off with a bloop single. Butler pops out. Rooker strikes out. Soderstrom singles on an infield hit. Again, third straight inning, we have runners on first and second. We can't cash in. All night. Sixth inning, Blade walks. Wilson flies out. Andahar singles. So 4 straight innings. Runners on first and second. We don't do anything with it. Excuse me, in the 6th inning, we did get a run home on a fielder's choice that Urshela barely beat out. I thought they were going to double him up again. Just, we had a runner on base every single inning tonight, with the exception of the 8th. 8 out of 9 innings, we had runners on base. And then things fall apart in the 7th. With it's still a 3-1 ball game. And yeah, I'm with you. Harris is raking, and here's something interesting. He's not in uniform. I don't know if he's in uniform or not, but he's not in the lineup whatsoever, which is interesting. So that could be a potential call up and probably send down Muncy. Not Muncy. Schumann. Schumann would get sent down in that situation. So that's a possibility. Yeah, Urshela. God, Urshela's playing some good defense, man. He had a big hit in Chicago, but he's killing us with the bat. Killing us, man. No, Harris? Brett Harris? Jesus, thank you. Oh, golly, I was excited. Brett Harris hit the 7. I didn't see that. Thanks for that info. I did not know that. Hernandez isn't, they're going to stick with Muncy until Geloff comes back. They're going to stick with Muncy until Geloff comes back. But yeah, Muncy's struggling too, man. Oh, man. I'm with you, though, on the Urshela deal, man. I think the guy just ain't hitting at all. Not even a lick. It just, for a while there, like the first 6 innings, I didn't really mind, because I felt like the A's really were putting together a good ball game. They had 10 hits. They were hitting Freddie Peralta hard. They just couldn't get the key hit. They played great defense. Played really, really good defense for the first 6 innings. I thought JT Ginn looked masterful out there. Yeah, no, I'm aware of Hernandez. Absolutely. No, Hernandez is playing great. But again, you got to remember where they're playing as well. I just don't think they're going to waste an option with Hernandez over Muncy, right? Because then what are you going to do? You're going to send Hernandez right back down when Geloff's ready? So that's the whole thing. You're not going to do both those things. It should have been Hernandez or somebody. I mean, it's easy to second guess now at the beginning, but they're not going to call up Hernandez only to send him right back down when Geloff's ready. So I'm pretty sure they'll stick with Muncy, unfortunately. But like I said, they played a good ball game for the first 6 innings, and then Jacob Lopez looked okay. Andujar's just a dog in left field, man. I can't believe they gave that individual a hit. Who got that hit in the 6th? It was in the 7th. Sorry. It was Durbin. Caleb Durbin with a little blooper. Andujar totally should have had that. That was ridiculous how he didn't catch that ball. And that kind of opened the floodgates right there, right? You had Bryce Terang was going for the sacrifice bunt. Lopez misplayed it. And first, instead of a runner at second, 1 out, you have first and second, no outs. Then Lawrence Butler plays a fly ball awful in right field, throws it away. Instead of Instead of 2 outs and runners on first and second, now you have a situation where it's runners on first and third with 2 outs, and they capitalized. Pete, how are you, buddy? Tough one tonight, huh? And yeah, and then Churio, it's just yeah. And then Yelich grounds out on a fielder's choice. That scored the run to make it 4-1. Contreras base hit, 5-1. It got out of control, man. Clark's great. It sounds great on paper, but he's not really hitting either. Clark doesn't look good hitting. He looks terrible. Defensively, he's okay, but not over Andahar. Andahar's still hitting. He had 3 hits tonight. He's hitting 300. He's one of the rare guys that's hitting. He drives me nuts defensively. You know, that's the whole thing with Andahar. Colby's not doing that great either, man. Colby, what is Colby's? I was looking at these guys' numbers the other day. That's why I'm saying it. This was going into tonight. Colby, 281, 3 bombs, 9 RBIs. He struck out 20 times in 64 plate appearances. Excuse me, in 64 at-bats in 82 plate appearances. That's a 25% rate. That's high. And 281 in that league with only 3 bombs. That's nothing special. Denzel Clark was hitting 233, 8 Ks and 30 at bats. That's almost 30%. He's not ready. And then, I mean, even Kurtz is struggling, man. Kurtz is on a 3 for 18 slump since everybody's been talking about him coming up. And Kurtz has still struck out 22 times in 80 plate appearances. That's 27%. That's not Kurdish. He's still good. 329. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's still the man. I'm just saying the problem with bringing up Kurtz so early in this situation is you have to make room for him. The A's, for some reason, when they were making their 40-man roster, didn't put Kurtz on it. They put him on the 60-man. Now we're in a situation, in order to bring up Kurtz, you got to DFA or release somebody. Who are we going to DFA or release? Right? We're not going to I mean, the only logical guy that would make sense would be Seth Brown, but we can't DFA Seth Brown. He's a great clubhouse guy. He's under contract. We're still paying him money. We're not going to DFA Seth Brown. Not yet, at least. And we're not going to DFA Johnny Pereda. If it comes to that, Bill, yeah, I mean, I think you're right, but yeah. You think so? You think 19 errors? We lead all of baseball. In errors this year. We're terrible, and we were terrible last year. Defense matters. Zero help offensively. We left 13 runners on base. 13 runners. We had runners on base every single inning except the 8th. And we had first and second in 5 straight innings. First and second in 5 straight innings. You're not going to win that way. Yeah, no kidding, Pete. No kidding. Way too many DHs on this squad. Way too many. It's just... Tonight was a frustrating one, man. I thought Ginn pitched his tail off. I thought he was there, and we had our chances against Peralta. I mean, we had 10 hits tonight, and Rooker's double in the 9th was our first extra base hit. 9 singles. And we walked, 4 times tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 times. We walked 4 times tonight. 10 hits. 4 walks. We didn't do bad. I mean, with strikeout wise, we were all right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 times against. That's okay. Andahar 3 of 4. Wilson 1 of 4. Urshela is just bad. 1 of 3 with a walk. 0 of 3. No, Urshela was 0 for 4. Sorry. 0 for 4 for Urshela. Muncy was 1 of 3 with a walk. Andahar 3 of 4. Blade. Shea had a rough night. 0 for 5. A lot of those were with people in scoring position, with runners in scoring position. Rooker 2 for 4. Butler was okay. Yeah, Milwaukee's a good team. And Milwaukee's a very, very good team. I think they're a top 10 team in Major League Baseball, more towards the bottom, like 10 or 9. But I think they're very, very good. You look at that lineup, and it's speed, athleticism. I mean, every guy that gets on the base is a threat to steal. For the most part, we did a good job. It's a tough lineup to face, but the thing with the Brewers is you got to take advantage of their pitching. And I thought Peralta was okay tonight. I didn't think he was dominating. I didn't think he was anything special tonight. He was okay. We had our chances. 13 runners on base. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that tonight. It's just a tough loss. But defensively, we're terrible. And I hate to hear that about Brett Harris. I didn't know he went on the 7-day IL. That's a killer, man. I mean, here's Brett Harris's numbers. Everyone wants to talk about Kurtz, and deservingly so. But here you are with Brett Harris he went on the IL tonight. Brett Harris is hitting .373 with 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, 4 doubles, and 52 at-bats, 15 runs, OPS of 1086. He's the best defensive player in our whole organization. He was a 2-time WCC Defensive Player of the Year. If you look at him as he's just coming up, and Matt Chapman, they're identical. Brett Harris has a lot of Matt Chapman. He's been playing everywhere in Vegas as well. He's been playing second. He's been playing third. He can play short if you need him to. He can play first. He can play everywhere. And he's unbelievable. Naturally a third baseman. Some of the plays he made last year were highlight type plays. Brett Harris is phenomenal. And I'm sad to see that happen. But I don't see Nick Kurtz coming up anytime soon. Not that I don't like Nick Kurtz. Love Nick Kurtz. I want to see him. I just don't know how you're going to make... No. Stop with the Soderstrom at third. Stop. It's not happening. Defense matters, Jesus. Defense matters. And let me tell you something. The A's have never played Soderstrom at third. He's never practiced at third. He's never taken ground balls at third. You can't just stick someone at third base. Urshela was making some plays today defensively that were run savers, and he made the same type of plays in Chicago. Soderstrom is not a third baseman. Outfield, yeah, I can see outfield. I can see left field or right field for Soderstrom, but you can't just stick somebody at third base. He's not a third baseman. If he had any chance at playing third base, they would have tried him there in spring training. They didn't. He would be taking grounders before games. He's not. He's gotten better defensively at first, but he is no third baseman. You can't just stick someone at third. Urshela, do you see the play Urshela made? What was it, in the second inning? And some of the plays he made in Chicago? Unreal. But yeah, his bat's killing us though. 100%. No, yeah, Soderstrom for sure will play in the outfield. The question is, though, who are we going to release? It's too soon to release Seth Brown. And Kurtz, our awful ST in between outfield plays. Wilson, Muncy are awful. Are you comparing Tyler Soderstrom defensively to Alex Rodriguez? Stop. Alex Rodriguez was a natural shortstop. Alex Rodriguez was a Gold Glove shortstop. We're talking about Tyler Soderstrom, who was drafted as a catcher. Unless you know something I don't know, or maybe you've seen him play at Turlock, but he is not. Come on, Jesus, Jesus Christ. You can't compare the two, man. There's no chance. Soderstrom ain't playing third, not ever. All right. If he was, now, would I like to see him at third? 100%. That opens up everything. I would love to see Soderstrom at third if he could play it. And if he had any inclination of playing third base, they would have played him there in spring training, or in pregame, they would be hitting him ground balls. We haven't seen any of that. We've seen him in left taking fly balls. We've seen him in right taking fly balls. He's not playing. He's not playing third. And last year, he's gotten better defensively as far as first base, but he's not a good fielding first baseman either. So, I don't know. I would love to see Soderstrom go to third, but he can't play third. That's the problem. But again, like to my point, Kurtz isn't tearing it up. Here is to your point, Jesus, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Here is to your point, Jesus. You did talk about before if strikeouts were a concern with regard to Nick Kurtz. And I initially said, no, they are not. They are a concern. You're right. You were right about that, Jesus. He struck out again tonight. He has struck out 23 times in 81 plate appearances. That is well above the Major League Baseball average. 23 divided by 81. Anybody? It's like what? 28%, I believe. Andahar needs to make that play. Andahar needs to make that play. He's a big league outfielder. He has to make that play. There's not much, and also in that play though, the thing with Andahar, he's really nonchalant on a lot of his plays. He didn't. He should have called off Wilson a lot sooner, I thought. But anyway, Kurt's getting Howard happy, home run happy. Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's in a 3. What is he tonight? I know the last time I checked, he was 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI, but he struck out again. Let's see what he's at tonight. Kurt's old. Like I said, we gotta. It has to make sense. We gotta make room for Kurtz. If Kurtz was hitting how he's hitting right now and not striking out, I'd be cool with bringing him up. But he is striking out at a high level. You got to remember, they're playing in the most hitter-friendly league in all of minor league, and maybe in all of professional baseball. Kurtz, 1 for 3 tonight. He's at 329. He's striking out. He struck out and he's walked. Same thing. Nothing new with him, man. He's down to 329. Listen, I love Kurtz, but we're talking about waiving somebody. And right now, if he's striking out at that rate, he's still having in Kurtz, you got to remember, he's known as a contact guy. He's known as a walk guy. So right now, 76 at bats, 23 strikeouts. He's hitting 329. Yeah, he has 7 bombs. That's great. But no, if he's striking out more at let's say 11, 10 times, okay, then there's something there. Wilson needs to sprint towards the ball. Once Andahar calls him off, then Wilson evades him, which he did. I mean, as far as a distraction, I don't know. Maybe. You're a big league player. I thought he should have made that play. I was shocked it was judged a hit. Yeah. I think Andahar needs to make that play. Regardless, even on that, it's a leadoff hit. You have the next guy come up, who was Freelick, I believe. Went for no, it was not. It was Terang. Sacrifice butt. Lopez fielded it, bobbled it. Safe. Instead of 1 out, runner on second, we have no outs, runners on first and second. So, yeah, a real frustrating game. Real frustrating game today. But, yeah, I mean, like Pete was saying, I think it's a 50-50. Going into it, I mean, the A's were big underdogs. It's just we just had you just can't leave 13 men on base, man. And I think that was the most frustrating part for me tonight, was the 13 runners on base. Yeah. So, well, we have two starters, right? Samboy, we have two starters that are left-handers, and we just brought up Jacob Lopez tonight. So now we have two lefties in the bullpen. McFarland and Lopez as our left-handers. Whether you want a third or not, 50-50. But, yeah, for a while there, we were only carrying one left-handed reliever, which was a little ridiculous. And I thought Lopez was okay tonight. I thought he was all right. He wasn't bad. Yeah, it's just 19 errors, guys. 19 errors. We lead all of baseball. It's just a joke. You can't have 19 errors in a game and expect to win. It's just rough. It is just rough. Tomorrow we got Severino on the bump. We need the same type of outing that we got from Ginn today. Like I said, I thought Ginn was great. He had the fourth. That was it. The Brewers were having good at bats, and they took advantage of it when they had the chance. That's all there was to it. Yeah, just a frustrating one. And through all this, we still we had the tying run coming to the plate 2 times in the 9th with Soderstrom and Langoliers. Soderstrom sack fly, and Langoliers struck out, and that was a wrap. I think that inning did lead off with your buddy Urshela. What did Urshela do? It's just Urshela grounds out right off the bat. Just a killer, man. Muncy walks, Butler walks, Rooker doubles. They go to McGill. Soderstrom sack fly 5-3 and yeah. We just haven't had that big hit all year, man. We haven't had that big hit all year. Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Defense has been an issue for us last year, issue coming into this year. I think Rooker's better than Andahar in left field, but how would you do? Yeah, maybe you're right. It's early. What are we, 9-11? I mean, here's the good news, guys. The good news is just about everybody else lost too. So if you were to look at the standings, the Mariners lost in Toronto. That's good. The Rangers lost to the Dodgers. That's good. Why are the base runners looking at the outfielders when they are running the bases? To locate the ball, I'm guessing. I'm not sure which play you're referring to. Yeah, I agree with you. They are a lot more fun to watch play on the road. Watching them in Sacramento has just been a shit show. It's been awful to watch, man. It's hard to watch. So the Rangers lost tonight. Angels won. Mariners lost. Houston won. We're 9-11, 3 games out We got after this series, we got 7 of our next 10. 7 of our next 10 against the Rangers, and then 3 against the White Sox in Sacramento. Yeah, you know what? I'm hoping we get 1 against this Milwaukee team. This Milwaukee team's good, man. They are a legit bunch. I think we'll get 1. I think we'll get 1. Was it DeGrom? I didn't even know DeGrom was on the bump tonight. I know it was 2-0, I think, was the final in that game. It's pretty crazy. We got somebody. I mean, the Brewers aren't throwing anybody crazy tomorrow. He's had a decent start to the year. Actually, the guy the Brewers are throwing tomorrow. Do you guys remember Abraham Toro from last year? Abraham Toro was a Milwaukee Brewer. And the guy that we are facing tomorrow, let me just get you his name. I forget off the top of my head. I know his name, but Patrick. That's who it is. Chad Patrick. Chad Patrick is a former A. He didn't get to the A's, but we traded Chad Patrick to the Brewers for Abraham Toro. So this is a former A going at it tomorrow. He's had a couple good outings. He's 1-0, 1.76 ERA, 15 and a third innings. He started 3 games. He's going to be tough, man. He's going to be tough. 9 walks in 15 innings. You got to stay patient. They're a good team, Jesus. I mean, they're fast, they're quick, they're athletic. They had their opportunities. They took it. They've won the division, 3 straight years? They've been to the playoffs, I think, 5 straight years. But yeah, I think we should have taken him tonight. I think we should have taken him for sure. And that's what the disappointment is. But tomorrow's a big one. Chad Patrick on the bump tomorrow. Like I said, he's a former A. We got him. When did we get him? We traded. He was originally with the Patrick was originally with the Diamondbacks. And you guys remember Jace Peterson? We traded Jace Peterson to the Diamondbacks and got Chad Patrick. Chad Patrick was solid, man. He was a good little prospect. He was a 2021. He was a 4th round pick out of Purdue Northwest. And then when he got to Vegas, when he got to the minor leagues, when he got to Midland, he just couldn't get anybody out. And we sent him right over to the Brewers for Abraham Toro, who was good for us in the first half last year. And Patrick's been tearing it up. But anyway. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, absolutely. That was a real bad play. Yep, exactly. Right. Jace, we traded Patrick in some cash. We got cash too. We traded Jace Peterson in cash, I believe it was, or the other way around for that. Yeah, I went to. I've been to 2 games. No, I've been to 2 games so far. Opening night against the Cubs. 3 games. 3 games I've been to. Opening night against the Cubs, the day game against the Cubs, and then the Saturday game against the Mets. So I've been to 3 games. JT was great tonight, I thought. He was really sharp tonight. He was really sharp tonight. And the only time I really felt any type of spark in that stadium was when Miller came in the 9th on Saturday against the Mets when he locked it down. And that was the only time there was any type of feel to that stadium. Other than that, it's been terrible. The 3 games I've been to, at least. And again, it might be a lot has to do with the games just not being competitive as well. Aviators won tonight. Holman. Holman shut it down again with a 1-2-3 ninth. There's another guy. Grant Holman. Jesus. See, I mean, that's the thing. This is what drives me nuts, guys. Everyone talks about, well, we got to spend money. We got to spend money. We got to spend money. And I agree with spending money. But the conversation needs to go one more step. Who do you want to replace and who do you want to get? Right? So, like, for example, the reason Grant Holman is not up in the major league team right now is because of Jose Leclerc. But that's what everybody wants. They want your shiny new free agent. Listen, I'm all for spending, but you got to spend on the right guys. It's just ridiculous. You don't just spend to spend. Jose Leclerc isn't going anywhere because we're paying him $10 million. And a guy like Grant Holman, who's 10 times the pitcher as Jose Leclerc is right now, will not get his shot. We are not as good as a team with Leclerc in there over Grant Holman. So it's just spend. Well, okay, who do you want to spend on and who do you want to replace? There's one more question to it. And, you know, that's what drives me nuts a little bit. Grant Holman right now, here's Grant Holman's numbers. The kid is just tearing it up. Grant Holman in AAA right now is 9 and 8 games, 9 1/3 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 9 Ks, no runs. I mean, come on, man. And we got Jose Leclerc in there every time freaking he comes in the game. I go, my blood pressure goes up. Yeah, he's a stud. Stud. What college, Jesus? You know what college? Come on, you should get this one. You should know which college Holman went to. Local kid. University of California. University of California, Grant Holman. 2021. What was he? I think he was like a fifth round pick, maybe. Almost. California. About an hour off, but pretty close. So that's the thing that kind of drives me nuts a little bit when we hear about, hey, just spend. Well, I'm all for spending, but who do you want and who do you want to replace? You know, and that's the thing. So, and the bullpen wasn't where we needed help this offseason. Our bullpen last year was one of the best in baseball. So, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, guys, big game tomorrow. 4:10 start. That's even the series. We got Luis Severino. And Severino and Springs have been great this year. If you take out the first inning, they have just been both beat up in the first inning. But we'll see what happens, man. Take care, guys. Tough loss. We'll get them next time. See ya.